There is knowledge and there is significant transformational knowledge. You see, there are some things, there are some information or knowledge that when you access, when you understand, and you apply or you deploy in your life, they significantly transform your life and they transform the quality of the results that you produce in your career, in your business, in your life, or in whatever that you do. I am about to share with you one of those things that when I discovered and I practiced it, I noticed a significant shift in the quality of results that I get to produce. So I want to share with you the 4 skills that have the ability to unlock new pathways to the impacts that you create, to the influence that you can have, and of course, to the income that you can begin to get, right? And I always say that when you are able to get impact right, you're able to become influential, income naturally follows you. One of the major difference that exists between people in the poverty class or people who live paycheck to paycheck or hand to mouth and people who are able to command some level of income, prosperity, and so on, you will notice that people at the upper level, they are in a way, if either good or bad, impacting somebody, influencing somebody, and by so doing these 2 things, income comes into their life, right? So I want to share with you 4 new skills that if you are able to add to the current skills that you have, because every human being, we all have some set of skills. And one of the most important things that you can do in your life, in your career, in your business, or in whatever that you do, is to add, do what I call skills stacking, right? The more you stack relevant skills on top of the skills you already have, the more valuable you become. And the more you increase your ability to be valuable or your ability to create value, the more impactful and the more influential you become. And when these 2 things begin to, become so profound in your life, you begin to attract income opportunities, wealth creation opportunities, and of course, prosperity opportunities. I always say that if you want to go to the next level, acquire the skills that the next level requires. You see, I have helped so many people double their income, especially entrepreneurs and business owners. And sometimes it's not new strategy, it's just me doing a skill analysis and be able to identify, you see, based on the kind of business that you do and the kind of market that you play in, if you develop these 2 set of skills or these 3 set of skills, you are able to increase your profit and of course expand your business, right? So there are skills. I have discovered that beyond the ones I will share with you in this video, but there are skills that lead to superior achievements. You see, people don't pay for gift. People don't pay for natural talents. People pay for skills that can create value for them. So there are skills that when you are able to acquire them and deploy them, they lead to superior achievements in whatever that you do. There are skills that when you are able to deploy them, you boldly begin to unlock new pathways towards extraordinary outcomes in the way you impact people, in the way you become influential, and of course, in the way you make money, right? So in this video, let me share with you 4 of those skills that they really came to mind and research and practice in 2020, right? And this, I think this is the first time that I'm really teaching this in this particular way, in this kind of video. So I believe that if you add these 4 skills into the current set of skills that you have, I guarantee you, because I have seen it work in my life, I have seen this work in the lives of people I coach and I consult with. So I can guarantee you that if you listen and put to work and practice consistently, you are on your way to unlocking new profound pathways to the way you create impact, to the way you are influential, and of course in terms of how you make money in whatever that you do, because we have established that there are certain skills that when you acquire, there are certain skills that when you improve upon, they lead to superior achievements in impact, in influence, and of course, in income. The number 1 skill is observation skills. Observation skills. This particular skill is not very popular in terms of skill development discussions, right? But your ability to observe the right way. Now, follow me carefully, because you may hear this and begin to assume that you know what observation is. In this particular context and in this particular perspective, in terms of using observation to increase your impact, income, and influence, you may not understand where I am coming from. Okay. So, Bert, the first skill that you need to develop, become good at, in order to unlock new pathways in the way you make impact, income, and influence is observation skills. Now, why is this particular skill so profound? You see, your ability to notice tiny shifts, to notice tiny, perspective in the way you do your work, in your industry, in the way you serve clients, in the way your clients communicate, your ability to notice these tiny shifts, you will be able to reveal hidden opportunities, because many a times hidden opportunities in your current business operations, hidden opportunities in your current career, in your current industry, that is where you can do profound impact and influence. And many people do not have the observation skills to go beyond the superficial that everybody else is seeing, and they are able to notice, those tiny shifts, right? Number two point under this observation skills is that when you are able to sharpen your ability to see what is hidden, you are able to spark new thinking. Very important. When I understood this, it changed a lot. When you're able to intentionally begin to train your eyes, your mind, to develop that ability to look beyond what everybody else is seeing, to intentionally, challenge yourself and begin to push your mind to look at what are the hidden clues, what is the hidden data beyond what I'm seeing right now. You are able to spark new thinking, and new thinking will always lead to new ways of impacting people and creating influence and new opportunities that can lead to better income opportunities. So the goal here is train your mind, train your eyes to see beyond what is already seen. Look deeper, look beyond what everybody else is seeing, with the goal of what are the hidden clues in this particular situation. Because let me give an example with body language. People can lie with their voice, but body language hardly lies. Somebody can pretend with their voice, but they cannot pretend with their body language for that long. So when you are able to read body language, you can begin to unearth, you can begin to discover unspoken needs and tensions, right? For example, for those who are married or those who are dating, if your wife or your girl tells you, I am fine, everything is okay, and you don't have this, manly skill that I always talk about, then you will literally always be in trouble in that relationship, because these creatures, right, known as women, they are so good at telling you everything is fine, and if you agree with them, it's fine, without discovering and observing their body language. That fine that you agreed with will come back and bite you later. So you need to train your observation skills to see beyond the voice. One of the powerful ways that you can become innovative is your ability to observe old ways of doing things, current ways of doing things, and possible future opportunities or future knowledge. Because sometimes the most powerful breakthroughs get to happen when you look at what is going with your observation skills, and you begin to look at, so where are we coming from? Where are we right now? And where do we need to go? And what kind of knowledge do we need to get to where I am going to, or where we are going to? And this happens when you have observation skills. And that is how you begin to unlock new pathways to create better solutions that can impact people, influence people, and bring new income into your life. So the goal with these observation skills is, train yourself to study processes from multiple angles. You cannot thrive in your observation skills if you are narrow-minded. So the goal here is, how can you study that situation? How can you study that process from multiple angles with the goal of spotting overlooked inefficiencies or spotting overlooked hidden clues? So you begin to train your mind to study patterns over time. You begin to train your mind to uncover deeper perspectives and deeper trends in any situation that you find yourself. Because with observation skills, you are intentionally looking at those unusual details to see what others often ignore. And anybody who can see what others often ignore, that person will always create things that others cannot create. So I want to challenge you intentionally from today, train your observation skills. Push your mind and your eyes to see hidden clues. Push your mind and your eyes to see what others get to ignore, to see the unusual. It will change your career and your business. The second skill I want you to learn is processing skills. Very profound skill that you need to learn, especially in this dispensation. Your ability to process in this generation is very important. Why? Because we are in a generation of too much information, massive information every day on social media platforms, LinkedIn, WhatsApp channels, WhatsApp groups, Facebook, YouTube, Google, and even AI platforms. Too much information. So if you don't have the ability to know how to sort out relevant, significant information quickly, to be able to separate key facts or key relevant information from noise, you will always fall behind. Information is critical for impact, influence, and income. I always say that anybody who is doing better than you, especially in money making, in career success, in business success, and so on, one of the most profound things that they have that you don't have is that there is something they know and they are leveraging on that you do not know. So the ability to process information in this dispensation by being able to sort out information quickly, to separate key facts from noise, to separate significant information from noise, it will change your life. So you need to be able to build your mind, train your mind to be able to link diverse insights and form relevant connections between relevant knowledge and keep out the noise and be able to act on relevant information. That is processing skills. Now, let me get on my notes if I get excited and talk too much and the video gets too long, right? So what am I saying? You need to be able to have that ability to process information. Because if you consume too much information and you cannot process it to know which information to act upon effectively, you will be behind in terms of impact, influence, and income. So you need to spend a lot of time to train your mind to spot the right information, consume the right information, and be able to connect the dots between these various information. Now, one thing I've learned about processing skills is that processing skills have the ability to open doors to cross-field learning, thereby revealing insights from unexpected places. You see, when you see people that, for example, people that are able to use, let me say, laws of physics and apply the laws of physics with business principles and change their business, that is processing skills at work. Because processing skills will help you to begin to practice what I call cross-field learning, cross-industry learning. Because with cross-industry learning, you are able to reveal to yourself insights from sources that people without processing skills cannot see. So in other words, if you're able to create impacts that others cannot create, influence in a way others cannot influence, and even generate income making opportunities in a way others cannot generate, you need to increase your processing skills. So you need to begin to develop mental frameworks to clarify complex situations instantly. It's a skill. You need to train yourself to do that. How can you be able to look at complex information and based on the objective of the situation, you use the objective that you want to achieve and build mental frameworks that you can use to look at that complex information, and you're able to look at it with so much clarity and get refined, significant, information from that situation, apply it and achieve your objective. That is processing skills. Let us say, for example, you're watching this right now, and your goal is that you want to brand what you're doing right now so well that people from other countries can begin to buy what you are selling. But you are not good at branding. And I guarantee you, if you go on Google right now and type how to brand my business, you will see millions and millions of search results. Now, that is so much information, but so complex. But with processing skills, with your clear objective of being able to brand your business or brand that solution in a way that people in particular countries can see, you're able to distill the objective of why you're branding. You now use that objective, you now turn it into a project per se. You now go back to Google and you begin to use your processing skills to find on the information from relevant sources, relevant experts. You look at the keywords that they're using, you look at the strategic perspective they put in place before you decide which information to consume. When you do that, if you're spending 1 hour or 2 hours to read certain content on branding, you know that you're reading something that you can take and you apply. So what am I saying? Your ability to distill scattered data, scattered information into usable actions in a way that it is so precise will literally change your life. Right? So you need to train yourself, train your mind intentionally. Begin to spot significant information, even in the midst of complex information. You begin to process it in a way that even though that information, there is so much information, it is so scattered. You train yourself to be so good at converting that scattered information into usable step-by-step process that even as somebody else can pick it up, deploy it, apply it, and see results. And one thing that processing skills will do for you is it will help you to be good at quick, relevant decision making, even under pressure. Because under pressure, you process very fast. You process very fast. So practice quick decision making without sacrificing careful reasoning. This comes from processing skills. One way to train your brain, your mind, to be good at processing information is to learn to read. You can decide that every day you're going to read, a chapter of a book. And from that chapter, train your mind to bring out actionable, step-by-step, usable knowledge from that chapter. For those of us who did secondary school in Africa, we used to do what they call summary when we're preparing for exams, right? You read a chapter, you read the content of your textbook or whatever, and you try to summarize it into your own words. That was us putting to use processing skills. But you see, if you do that today consistently, you'll be so amazed at the quality of processing skill that you will develop. So let me challenge you. From today, don't just read a book. When you read a book, train your mind to spot patterns, to spot usable insights, usable steps. Don't only spot it, document it. And document it in a way that if somebody else read what you're documenting, they can read and act upon it. When you do that consistently and do that with, there is basic information, average information, and advanced information. So do that with more, basic knowledge, basic information, middle information, and advanced information. That's how you expand the quality of your processing skills. Number three, conceptualization skills. Conceptualization skills. If you are going to unlock new pathways to be a person of impact, influence, and improve income, you need to know how to conceptualize. The ability to craft new ideas, the ability to even blend unrelated concepts and experiences and create a new idea. So powerful. You see, ideas rule the world. Any billionaire that you celebrate and you honor and you love, they are billionaires because they use conceptualization skills. Either consciously or unconsciously, they were able to craft new ideas, and they were able to blend sometimes unrelated concepts and experiences and create monetizable ideas that they can even scale those ideas into profitable ventures. Many people are broke right now, not because they're supposed to be broke, but because they lack these conceptualization skills to begin to put them to use to craft new ideas and to turn these ideas into profitable solutions that they can begin to monetize. So the goal here is that you begin to train yourself to develop this skill that you can shape new ideas, even from common patterns, from very common situations. It's a skill. So you begin to push yourself in a way that you can question old beliefs. And from those old beliefs, you begin to craft out new, fresh ways of thinking or approaches because you are trying to conceptualize and you're asking yourself questions, right? And one beauty about this skill is that it helps you to draw mental diagrams to visualize and even reshape your abstract thoughts into ideas that you can understand and others can understand. Anybody who can conceptualize is very good at designing future scenarios or even future opportunities that go beyond current realities. You see, many people are stuck. One way to be stuck in life in the same position is to lack the ability to design future scenarios beyond your current reality. But with conceptualization skill, you can use that skill, look at where you are, look at your current experiences, look at a book that you can learn or an experience you can have, and use these experiences, sometimes related or unrelated, and you craft new ideas that can move you from where you are into the future that you desire. So I want to challenge you, train yourself to conceptualize ideas, create ideas intentionally, even ideas that you will not use, but just create them. Let your mind get to work just to conceptualize. When you look at somebody, you look at their business, think of ways that you can improve their business, even if you are not an expert consultant. The goal is to train your brain to be able to conceptualize and craft new ideas. You will stay very broke and very stuck, and you will never be able to impact anybody beyond yourself if you cannot tap into your industry, into your community, into your life, and intentionally conceptualize new approaches, new ways, or new ideas, and be able to communicate it in a way that somebody can understand and even run with that particular idea. So practice conceptualization skills. One way that you can build this particular skill is to learn to write. Sometimes just sit, look at something in your room, and start a conversation from there. For example, this mic is a black mic. How can you create a new conversation from the word mic? You look at this red book. Okay, it's a red book. How can you create a conversation from this red book? When you train your mind like that consistently, you begin to see that you can conceptualize new ideas from different perspectives. Number 4 is disrupt narrative. Very important skill. Your ability to disrupt narratives can literally make you a billionaire. You see, When you begin to study billionaires in this dispensation, one thing that you will discover is that most of the people who are billionaires in this dispensation, they disrupted industries. And you must not use this particular skill at that high level. No. You can use this particular skill in your personal life. You can start by disrupting your current narrative. For example, the way you live your daily life, the time you go to bed, how much time you spend on social media, how much time you spend on entertainment instead of consuming relevant information. But you just challenge yourself. What are those acceptable norms in your life that are not helping you? And you need to disrupt that particular narrative. But if you will advance your life into new levels of result and success, you need to know how to use this particular skill, the skill of disrupting old narratives that no longer serve you, the skill of questioning acceptable norms, outdated, outdated ideas, outdated beliefs and principles. You question them and you disrupt these narratives by introducing new narratives or new ways of doing things. And you, for this is very important, you must not introduce perfect narrative. One thing in this skill is that you must be comfortable at practicing experimentation. There are narratives that you will need to experiment over and over before you are able to disrupt any old narrative, right? So, and if you are going to succeed in disrupting narratives in your personal life, in your business, in your career, in your industry, in your family, you must be comfortable at offering bold alternative viewpoints. You cannot be a shy person. You cannot be a fearful person and expect to be good at this skill. This particular skill of disrupting narrative is for people who are bold and courageous and also people who are tired of their current lifestyle. You may be listening to this. This is the one thing that you need to do to change the course of your destiny. Disrupt your current narrative. Introduce bold alternatives that, because one characteristic of a good bold alternative or narrative is that it will unsettle a complacent way of doing things or common thinking or common results. So you identify complacency, you identify common thinking, and you make up your mind, I will disrupt this narrative of common thinking, common results, no progress and stagnation. You can do that. You can do that. You can improve and introduce new strategies and be able to, bring fresh direction into your life, into your career, and into your business. One way to reframe your life and introduce new speed and direction into your career, finance, business is to master the skill of disrupting narrative that currently exists around you. If you're in a community or in a group, you must be comfortable at challenging group thinking, a common way that people do things in a particular group or in a community. And you should be comfortable at encouraging diverse perspective and constructive feedback and contribution. But you're in a subtle way, your goal is to disrupt a certain narrative in that family or in that community. So be comfortable at thinking about unexpected ideas and even sharing unexpected ideas, because the goal of using this particular skill of disrupting narrative is that you want to shift your own mindset and the mindset of other people and inspire new actions. When you properly deploy the skill of disrupting narrative, you will shift your mindset and the mindset of other people, and you will inspire new actions, and new actions will now begin to unlock new pathways to impact, influence, and income. So be comfortable at introducing new narratives that can reshape your life, your family, your industry, your business, your career, and even your nation and your generation. You can do that. So if you're able to unite these four skills, you will become that high achiever that can challenge, common routines and introduce new actions a new result. If you use these 4 skills very well, you will always be the guy or the lady in the room providing or pioneering unique solutions. And when you begin to do this, your impact will increase, influence will increase, and of course, income opportunities will come into your life. So I want to encourage you, develop new ways of thinking, new ways of doing things. Become intentional at transforming how you learn, how you act, how you create, and how you improve what you do. And you will be amazed at how you will unlock new pathways to impact, influence, and income. Now, this is one of those videos that you cannot watch just once and get it. You need to go back again, watch again, and after watching, go and deploy what you're learning. Do not practice knowledge obesity. Do not practice that. Go and deploy this. Pick one skill. I always challenge people. I always encourage people, when you learn something profound, practice a 21 days execution model. Make up your mind. You can pick just one of these skills and even do further research around it and develop an action plan, a daily action plan to practice this skill for the next 21 days. When you are done, take another skill, do the same thing. You will be amazed at your growth. God bless you. Keep building that career and that business. Cheers.